All right.
Okay. All right. Hey, my name's Michelle Bryant, and on April 2nd, my son was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, which is an extremely rare diagnosis for children. There's only about 500 kids a year that are diagnosed with this specific type of leukemia. The difference between his leukemia and the average leukemia that you hear about on a regular basis is that he has a constant, intense treatment for a 4-month period of time. So basically for the next 4 to 5 months, we will be in Sacred Heart Hospital. We went to the doctor on April 2nd with an ear infection, and immediately after the doctor's appointment, within 15 minutes of leaving the building, we were called back and told that my son had leukemia and that we needed to be rushed by ambulance to Sacred Heart Hospital, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from where we live, and that we didn't really have time to go anywhere else, and that his platelets were so low that we couldn't drive him anywhere. And so we went in with an ear infection, and we have not come out, and we have been in the doctor's office for a month solid at Sacred Heart Hospital. The first night that we were here, we were in the PICU, and we spent the night on the couch in the waiting room. Me and my family from Atlanta and my family from out of town, and there was about 7 of us here at the time, and we all slept in the waiting room together because there wasn't anywhere else to go. And a girlfriend of mine at the time was with us, and she had actually volunteered here at the Ronald McDonald house in Pensacola before and said, you have to call these people, they're amazing, and they'll help you out. And so we called that night. She actually called for me that night because I was kind of a disaster. And she called and spoke to the night manager, Cindy, who told her absolutely that of course they had a place for us, and explained to us she explained to them our situation with how many family members we had, and not only were we set up with a place to be, but we actually have a room that sleeps at least 5 adults at any point in time. It's because we have family that comes and goes, because I have an amazing support staff and am able to have lots of people around me. And on top of my family, I have found a family here at the Ronald McDonald house, in the other residents that are here, in the staff that is here, even in board members that are here. We have found this incredible support. There is no amount of, there's no monetary value that can be placed on the assistance that we're given here. It is more integral to me therapeutically even than it is monetarily, for me to be able to be here with my son 24 hours a day if I need to be, or take a day off and come sleep in a comfy bed if I need to be able to know that my mother has a place to be when she drives 6.5 hours to be with her grandson, to know that my husband has a place to be as he comes and goes and works during the week. And so when we found out that Eli was going to have chemo, he started chemo like 2 days after we got into the hospital, and we found out he was going to have chemo, and in talking to one of the nurses, they said that he was going to lose his hair within the week. And so we decided that at 17 months old, he had never had his first haircut, and he has these beautiful red curls, and all I could picture was them falling out on the pillowcase, and that being my mommy memory of my only son's first haircut. And so I was talking to Cindy, the night manager, who I associate the most with because it just happens to be the shift that I work at the hospital, and I talk to her all the time. And she's befriended me in a way that is really special to me. She knows us very well and knows our story, and talks to me about my son and asks me about him constantly. And in talking to her, I found out that she in fact is also a hairstylist, and she offered to come in of her own time on her day off to come in and cut my son's hair for me, so that I could remember him having a haircut as opposed to remembering clumps of hair on a pillowcase. And not only did she come and shave my son's head for me while he slept, but she also took the time to take the individual curls out of the back of his hair, dip them in wax for me, and save them individually. So we ended up with 10 curls that we could give to these family members and people in our lives that have been so inspirational to us and so supportive to us during this time. And at the time when I watched her cut my son's hair, I had this complete conviction of spirit that it was the only thing that I could share with him. I can't go through chemo with him. I can't do anything but try to make him feel better, and to feel helpless as a mother is the absolute worst thing that you could possibly ever feel. There's no lack of hope or faith in me, but I'm completely powerless over this disease that is that is torturing my son. It's trying to kill my son, and we are fighting for his life on a daily basis. And so I felt convicted to share this with him because this was the only thing that I could share with him. And so I talked to Cindy, and she said, I don't know. She said, it's, you know, you have a lot of hair and you may freak him out and he might be scared, and he slept through his own haircut. And I said, no, we have to do it. I have to do it. And so we talked to the hospital staff, and even though we were in the ICU, they let us cut hair in the ICU, and the hospital staff was amazing for that. And so we went into the bathroom and put a trash bag underneath me and cut off about this much hair of nice thick black Italian hair, and it was all over the place. And for some reason, right after Eli got his haircut, he woke up and watched Mommy get her hair shaved. And so he's not only not afraid of it, but he loves it, and it's something that we share together. And we rub lotion on Eli's head because his skin is sensitive, and so he puts lotion on his hand and he rubs lotion on Mommy's head. And so it's something that we've shared together. And then my husband, in watching us both go through this, decided that it was something that he also needed to be a part of, and has now shaved his head. And Cindy did it too, same afternoon. So we all went from giant full heads of hair to bald-headed people, and now our family motto is bald is beautiful, and have had nothing but complete support with it ever since. And you know, that was something that is way above and beyond the call of duty as far as anything that a night manager anywhere would do. There's no hotel room in the world that would have somebody that would come and cut my son's hair. And I wanted to do it. I was scared to do it. I could hurt him. He's had no platelets. She's done it before for other families. She knows what she's doing. She was careful. She was very patient with him. She, you know, she didn't even wake him up. I mean, and to not wake up a 16-month-old with a pair of clippers is, you know, this is pretty amazing just in and of itself, besides the fact that she's an incredible person. And I've gotten to know so many other staff members here, and the therapy of just being able to talk to other families. There's not any other families here that are in my exact situation, but we're all here because we're fighting for our children's lives, and being able to share that with people. It's more than just meals in our tummy. It's more than just a roof over our heads. It's more than nice beds in our rooms. It's more than buying washcloths. It's more than any amount of cleaning supplies or sweet tea or gallons of milk or electricity bills or any of that kind of thing. All of that, all of the logistics that go into this charity mean absolutely nothing when you come in the door and you realize that it's families and it's people and it's hearts and it's lives that you are saving. Because without the Ronald McDonald house, I couldn't be with my son. I could sleep in my car, but I can't leave. Like, you couldn't pry me out of Pensacola with a backhoe if you tried, but I don't have to do that because I have the Ronald McDonald house.